Are you looking to invest in real estate this year in the Spokane, Washington area while the market is still down? Well, lucky for you, I've spent a lot of time crunching the numbers to find out which neighborhoods in Spokane are most likely to cash flow so that you don't have to. Let's get into it. But before we dive into today's topic, I would love it if you would gently tap the subscribe button and smash the like button to help us grow this community of people moving and investing in the Spokane area, or help this video find those people so they can get this information as well. And if you'd like to book a call with me, there's a Calendly link down below in the description so you can get on my schedule right now. So I spent some time doing a couple of things to determine the best neighborhoods to purchase a rental property here in Spokane. The first was breaking up Spokane into easy neighborhoods to look at. There's dozens of neighborhoods here in Spokane, but we're just going to be focusing on some of the larger ones to get a bigger picture of each little pocket of Spokane. Then I looked at the median home price of each of these neighborhoods, and I looked at the median because it gives a more accurate picture of what is going on in the area. The average can more easily be skewed by a really high or really low sale in the neighborhood. I was able to then find rental comps using a tool called Rentometer, which is, yes, it is called Rentometer, not Rent-O-Meter, because you have a speedometer in your car, not a speedometer. Then taking the median home price and the rental comps, I was able to determine what the cash flow rate would be. Many of us bigger pocket fans have heard of the 1% rule being a guiding light for finding a rental property. And of course, it's a good metric to start with to decide if a property is worth pursuing and to look further into, but it's not the end all be all. Some properties have many more expenses, some will never appreciate, so even though the cash flow is nice, you won't actually be building any wealth. So just to cut to the chase a little bit, you won't find a property in Spokane that makes the 1% rule on the MLS. And I should probably bite my tongue because I'm sure somebody did it in the last 12 months, and if you did, good on you, I'm very impressed. But for the most part, finding a property in Spokane that hits that rule takes a ton of effort to find off market when you found a seller willing to let go of their property for a discount. So overall, Spokane isn't an amazing market for cash flow and large cash on cash returns if you're getting a mortgage on the property. But if you're someone who's buying the property in cash and just wants to protect your money from inflation, then the appreciation you can get out of a Spokane property could be well worth it. So what are the top neighborhoods in Spokane to buy a cash flowing rental property? Let me know in the comments down below where you found the best cash flow. The one that took first place was the West Central neighborhood, but I have a big caveat for that one and I'll get into it in a second. But the three other neighborhoods that tied for second place were the Logan neighborhood, Garland/Northtown, and the Audubon neighborhood, all with an average rate of 0.62%, which is pretty far away from that 1% rule. And in case you don't know, or I didn't already tell you how we find if a property hits the 1% rule, you just divide the expected monthly rental rate by the purchase price of the property. So what is my big caveat to West Central? Well, West Central is a very subdivided neighborhood in itself because there's a very distinct line between the brand new apartments and townhomes of Kendall Yards and the older homes and multifamily to the north of that. So I think the rental rates could be skewed a little high because of the nice new buildings in Kendall Yards, while the property values are lower in the older part of the neighborhood. There are some specific streets in this area, mostly just the ones that are a block or two north of Kendall Yards that actually do pretty well. College Avenue specifically comes to mind, can demand a higher rental rate for homes that are more characteristic of the old West Central neighborhood. So now that you know where to buy, there's a few points I want you to keep in mind as you're searching for your next property. The first thing is that you need to memorize the median home price for the location you like and find the largest house you can close to that median price. As you can see, in most neighborhoods, you're getting closer to that 1% rule by doing this, and it is really kind of an obvious statement. If you can find a larger than average home for the neighborhood, but at the average price, then you're probably doing pretty well. Where you'll really make your money is to find a home that is maybe only a 2-bed, 1-bath, or maybe a 3-bed, 1-bath that you can add an additional bed and bath to. This way you're paying for a smaller home that you can put some sweat equity into and require higher rents later. And even with all that said, the next thing to remember is that the largest house isn't always the best. And just to clarify, I'm not talking about homes that are 4,000 square feet, but large meaning like a 4-bed, 2-bath, maybe 2,500 square feet on the high end. Taking a look back at the data, in some neighborhoods, smaller homes are demanding more rent than larger homes. For example, a 3-bed, 2-bath in Hilliard actually gets more rent than a 4-bed, 2-bath in Hilliard. This shows that there's a more demand for this type of housing over the additional 4th bedroom, and it might be easier to rent out a 3-bedroom in this area specifically. So make sure to take a look at any patterns like that so you can find a home that is easy to fill. When it comes to the long-term rental game, it's generally better to stick with a boring house that's similar to the rest because it's predictable, unlike short-term rentals where you might go for the unique property that provides more of an experience. So even though rental rates went up about 21% last year, they never got to a point of exceeding the 1% rule here in Spokane. But hopefully this information helps you narrow down what areas you're most likely to find positive cash flow as you start your investing journey. And if you're looking to invest in Spokane, make sure to know the 10 reasons your renters don't want to live here, and make sure to check out the link down below to schedule a call or even a coffee with me at a time that's convenient for you. I'll see you in the next video.